Hello and welcome back. Today I bring you a new planner. So I know that I just recently posted a video on the particular planners that I was going to be using for the year, and this was not included, but I was contacted by Wordsworth Planner and they asked me if I would be interested in trying out their planner, testing it out, and then coming on here and talking with you guys about it. And I said sure, because one of the things I wanted to do this year was to create something for myself, for my business. I do have my one planner that I do everything in. It has all my appointments, everything. It's my life, pretty much. And I do a lot of my business in there. But I wanted something that I could sit down with and work in and plan out the year, like really have things in order. And the reason I say that is I've been in business for about 5 years. I think it's 5 years this summer, and I've always been able to kind of keep on top of things. But lately, well, last year was a really tough year for me and my family. We lost two dear loved ones, and then we moved here, so that was very chaotic for me. I don't handle that kind of stress very well, and so that was the first time I ever felt like I had bit off more than I can chew, and I had to cancel some shows. It was just, it was just a time of the year that, you go through and people go through it, and it's really hard sometimes. So anyway, my goal was to incorporate my word, which is shine. And how do you shine? You're organized, you are able to plan ahead. There's just so many benefits to keeping a planner. So I have been really digging and looking and wanting to use one for my business. So I'm going to give Wordsworth Planner a try, and it really does seem like it's going to work. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. I've had my Happy Planner, my standard size Happy Planner with me, but it's so big. I still am going to use it, but I think I have a different idea that I'm going to use for it. So, which I'll be happy to show you guys if you're interested. I know that, having a business planner may not, is something that isn't for everybody, but I think it really will help me. So I wanted to kind of show you guys really quickly about this planner here. It's called Wordsworth Planner. It says Dear Goal Getter, which I love that. And it just talks about how to combine powerful self-growth science and easy to complete prompts. There's actually some ebooks that are available when you purchase this. So I'm going to really look forward to looking at that, because there's some training videos and maximize your productivity and happiness. And so I really am going to look into that, and I'm going to come back on and once I get working in this and kind of let you guys know if it's working for me. So I spent the last couple days, I guess, really working in it, making it my own. The thing that I do like about this planner is it reminds me a lot of the Bando. I use the Bando a lot. And the only reason I was kind of disgruntled with the Bando, not disgruntled so to speak, but it just didn't really work, is my calendar year was August through, what was it? I guess it would be September. And I really have to get into December, because that's when I get the busiest. That's when I do shows and that kind of thing. So, so just to kind of show you a little bit, they come in different colors. I picked this color. I want to say it was like a berry color. I'm sorry, you guys, if I can't remember it, but I'll try to remember to leave the information below. But if you go on their website, and their planners are not that expensive, which I was completely surprised about. So, and actually I had this sitting out on the counter, and my daughter was like, oh, that is such a pretty planner. And it really is, considering I love pink, and so it's more of a darker fuchsia pink, but it's really a nice quality planner. So I've already kind of added my little stickers and making it my own. You have your introduction here. I just kind of glued in this glycine bag because I'm going to put some business cards in here, since this is something that I plan on carrying. I'll fill in my name and those kind of things, but this is something that I plan on carrying, so I want to make sure that I have my business cards with me. So, and I haven't really read over this, but this is where it's talking about time management and productivity. You guys, my son's in college, right? So we were talking today on the phone, and I said, you know, he's always been kind of a procrastinator, waiting till the last minute and then hustling and getting it done. And I said, Zachary, I said, you can't do that. I said, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, sometimes I do that. I mean, I think we all do, but practice what you preach, you know. And so, but I really do. I mean, that is my goal this year, is to really come down with an idea of how to, you hear the train, but how to really make this work as far as planning out ahead. And I have done some things. I'm pretty proud of myself as far as like talking ahead of time and getting dates and not being like, oh, I've scheduled 2 shows on the same day, which is what I did last year. So I've already got some dates set and that's pretty big for me. So going back, I just kind of flipped through this actually pretty quickly, but let me go back. It has dates at a glance, which I really like this, especially for future planning. And then this is travel planning. This just talks about your date, destination, itinerary, and notes. And I think what I could use for this is actually when I'm doing my mileage, because I just did my taxes this last year. And that's another thing I need help on. Don't wait till tax time to try to get everything together. I bundle everything together, but I need to be doing it either quarterly or monthly, because it really is helpful overall. So, and I tell you, it's when you have your own business, I mean, I'm learning as I go every step of the way. So it's definitely pays off to be organized. Time zones, and then your overall goals. And I think what I also like about this planner is it has quotes throughout it, and I love that, because it kind of gives you that pep talk, you know. So this is goals, mind map. I think this might help because I'm also redoing a business plan, but I'm doing a creative business plan, so it's not your average business plan. But I think this part of the planner might actually work a little bit with that book I'm reading. And then I also love this, a vision board inspiration, which I'm going to get a picture of my vision board that I just did for one little word and add it to here. And then I'm also going to just add little inspirational, and in the very back there's also place for notes. And I feel like this could be a great place for that kind of things as well. And that's also where I'm going to put my happy planner, is because I want to revamp my booth. I think every year you get better and better at it, and so I want to use that as inspiration as well. That's probably what I'm going to use my happy planner for. So what I noticed here is it talks about having, and this is where I think the videos may come in really handy, is so you can kind of get an idea of your personal, to me, I have some personal goals, definitely getting back into exercising. I used to be a runner and I really am missing it. And so that could be something, but family, friends, and relationships, and then professional. And so I may kind of tweak this a little bit and make it more geared towards breaking my business up into 3 different things versus family and personal, because I kind of have that stuff in another type of planner. So that's something I'm going to play around with and see if it works. But for now, I wanted to set up our monthly. And so how this is set up is it has a monthly at the beginning, and then it has your weekly at the end. So, you know me, I have to have it color coded. I have to have bright colors. I had to have pretty washi. And so what my mindset was, isn't that so pretty? I love it. I wanted to kind of color coat my month. So green, of course, for March. And then back here where the week starts, which I'll have my little paper marker, my little bookmark there, I have it the same green. So it's right here. And actually I have my little wand there for in a bookmarker for, I've already started writing some things in there for this week. So this is my week, my month, and then my week, and then you have, and then what I did was I also color coded one of the this is one of the things I do really love about this planner too, is it has a great notes section back here. So for me, my notes, I had 2 full pages. Let me get my paper clip off. 2 full pages. So I think this is where I could do either a brain dump, write down notes, write down what I need to do, and then also have a space for my kits, and then my notebooks and any other products that I have coming out. So I think this is like, to me, was a bonus because I have to have notes in the back. In fact, I've not used planners if it didn't have a note section, and this one has great note section because I was able to provide 2 pages per month. And like I said, I'm going to come in here and, like, you know, write the month in here, but then it also had all this extra lovely white space back here for pictures, you know, anything that's inspirational or note taking or anything like that. So that was definitely a nice bonus to this planner. So how I did this, because since it was a fill in yourself type planner, I was able to start in the month of March, which worked out perfectly. And then what I used was my little stamp set. This was actually from Hobby Lobby. And so I just used the months. I didn't use the numbers, but I came in here and I typed in, stamped March. And then it has, and I'll go into details here in just a minute. But so I have all 3 Marches, and then this has all 3 Aprils, because there's like 3 different sections at the beginning for each month. So I did all that, and then of course I punched back here the months as well. So going back, and the markers I basically used my favorite markers, which are the Papermate Flare and the Le Pens, which the Le Pens have my heart. They do. They're just one of the best. Here's a purple one I have. They're just really, really good for fine, and then my brown, fine writing. And so I have this all color coded as well. Now when I go in to actually write, I have a fine point, this Bic pen that I use. And I use a lot of highlighting too. And actually, how I was kind of doing my other planner was using color coding, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. So definitely color coding the months it just looks cute, and I like that. So, and for me, I can flip through here and see the colors, and I'm going to know what I have put. So going at the very beginning of each month, you have a place to put your goals, which I love this because I think it's also kind of like a brain dump. This is, again, personal, family, friends, relationships, and professional. And so I think this gives you, you know, your goal, your purpose, and your action, which action is very big. Just like I was telling my son, you know, come up with a plan, write all the things that you have to do, and then come up with a plan for each. So, like I said, I might change this up, more likely I will, but I'll come back and talk about it some more once I get really into planning and figuring out how this is exactly going to plan out. So, and then the next is your month, which how I typically do my planning is I write everything in here, and then I sit down, usually on Sundays, Saturdays or Sundays, typically Sundays, and then I write out on my week basically what I have going on. So that's typically how I do my planning. Again, I love all the quotes, place for notes over here. Then the third section of under the little monthly, which I think is also a great idea, is a reflection. So you get to name your top 5 accomplishments, which I think that's really good. You get to reflect. You can kind of write something in here. You know, kind of just see what happened. What do you need to do? Like in my head, I'm thinking last month I was supposed to wrap up my journaling cards, literally packaging everything. I'm still working on the design of some of them. So that is, to me, a reflection that, okay, I still need to handle that part of it. So just little things like that are really going to be helpful for me to concentrate and focus more and come up with a better itinerary or to-do list for my business. What I wanted to get done but didn't, and why. This can kind of say, hey, we're already mid-March, what's going on? So, and I'm really guilty of this as a parent too, is really congesting my time. A lot of it's not out of my hand, it's out of my hands. I mean, when you have your kids in activities, that's that's your life for that time, you know. But I think kind of setting back and saying, I can't do all this, is really beneficial as well. I think we all have that work in progress on that. What I learned this month, this is basically things that you can write down that you learned, and then planning for the next month. What would make next month's great and how I can achieve this. So I think this is a great way to reflect. And what I think I need to mark on my planner pages is actually start working on this maybe the last week of the month, and not wait till the first and be like, oh, I've got to go back and reflect on the month before when I'm already moving into the next month. So I think that's just like paying the bills, which I'm horrible at. It's like, oh my gosh, the bills are due, and why didn't I work on them a week ago? Because I don't want to. But anyway, so basically, and there it goes. It goes into April. It has, you know, the same three. You have 3 little pages at the very beginning to get your month going. And I'm just going to show y'all real quick what I chose. I did different color washi, basically, that I thought made for flowers. June's my birthday, so I did the pink bunnies because they're just so cute. And then I did some unicorns. For July, I wanted blue. And then August, of course, sunflowers. Reminds me of sunflowers. And then September, this came in a kit, one of the gingham orangey, kind of like a not orange, but a burnt orange, would that be? And then I did my October, I did a Halloween black and white, but then I ran out of this awesome washi. I just do not have a lot of Halloween washi, but I went into started using some other pieces that I had when I got into my weeks. So that's fine. It's Halloween. And then November I did some autumn leaves, and then for December I did the green and red kind of stripes. And then it does go into January, but I will definitely be moving to a new planner in January just because I work better January to December. But I wanted to go ahead because that's one of the things too that I realized is when I think the end of the year, I'm like, in business that doesn't end, you're automatically starting to think about the new year and what your goals are for the new year. And I've really gotten really good at that. But in the past, it's been like, oh, it's December, it's the end of the year, you know, and then I don't do anything. And you're like, oh no, you can't stop. You know, you have to keep planning and moving forward and making plans. So that was, and then, so that's your monthly, and then your weekly overview. This one was just that extra week in there, so I just kind of decorated it up a little bit. And then this was actually when I got the planner, so I had it in my other one that I'm working on, and then this is this week's. But again, you see, I just kind of color coded. March is that same green. I guess you didn't see the polka dot for April, and so on. So you kind of get the idea that how I worked that out. So. And then let me show you how the week is set up. So, the week, which I've been doing this for a while now. I took an online class that talked about planning, or it was an, I think it might have been Mrs. Trenchcoat, and she talked about, she's on YouTube, she talked about having your top 3, and so I really, really like that, where you put your top 3 focus for the week. And then for me, what I would do is Monday, then you break down your priority and secondary to-do list. So you kind of have your top 3, and then you have the week to plan that out. The other thing I'm really happy about too is I'm grateful for, and then reflection. So I think that is really very important in life, is to find your gratitude and to be thankful. So I think that really is an awesome thing to have here, because when you're feeling down or happy, I mean, it's just nice to have to, you know, to say a prayer, be grateful. There's so many things in life that we need that to be grateful for. So that really helps. And then a reflection. Sometimes, you know, I think everybody goes through this where you're like, yay, I'm happy mood and sad moods. So I think that kind of helps a little bit too. So that's pretty much it. And I love that I've colored it up with my little... Oh, that's the other thing I was thinking about it when I was putting it together is what I really like is it's basic enough where if you don't have to have color, like, you know, you like the black and white, or if you want to add your old gold, this is a black and white planner. There's no color, and that was the other thing with some of the other planners. You know, maybe I quite didn't like some of the art in there, or maybe it just didn't like jive with what I wanted or anything like that. And so this one's very, you get to kind of make it your own. So, and you know me, lots of color. So there you have it. I'm excited to get started on it, and I really do appreciate them sending this to me and let me see if it works for me. And I really do. I like the size. I put my pink sparkle pop pen because, you know, everything needs pink and sparkle. And so I do like the size. This was very similar to the Bando that I carried last year. And then it also fits right on top of my everyday personal planner. And so that also helps where I'm not kind of lugging around the bigger Happy Planner. But like I said, I'm not totally giving up on the Happy Planner, but it is something that I'm not going to carry with me every day. I'm going to start using this and see how it works. So give them a look go look to their website. Like I said, I was really pleasantly surprised at the pricing on these. They're good, great quality. They feel good in your hand, and the pricing was great. So thanks for watching, and I will keep you posted if you're interested. And if you have any tips, if you're a business owner and learn some things, I would love to hear. I think it's great to support each other and say, this is what I do, because to me, it's all a work in progress. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.